Indiana, man. I was riding with y'all, man. I was thinking y'all was gonna win this game 3. I went and clicked on the game, man. Y'all was up by like 20 points, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not a New York Knicks fan. I'm not an Indiana Pacers fan. I'm not none of these fans. But I was thinking, I was looking at the game, and I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? This is in game 3. Indiana already up 2-0. New York, you need this game. If y'all end up losing this game, y'all out of there. Y'all might all the way get swept. No gentleman sweep, no none of that. Y'all might just get swept. But then I clicked back on the game, and they was only down 10. And I clicked back down on the game, they was only down 5. And I clicked back on the game, and New York had the lead. And I'm like, Indiana is crumbling. What's going on? Are they falling apart? This kind of series, this kind of playoff run they've been on, Halliburton, I'm not the biggest fan, but the kind of run he's been on, you got to kind of give him his credit. He's been really hooping. But I thought Indiana had the game easy. They was up 20-something. The momentum swing, I seen Halliburton come down and get that dunk, and I think they was up by 20 at that moment. And I'm thinking, oh, boy, them boys went in there and, you know, about to take them boys out. You know what I'm saying? They already got 2 games, and they about to take them out. But I kept clicking back on the game. You know, Bronson started coming in a little bit. You know, Town started hooping a little bit. Everybody woke up. And they said, we finna make this a series, but y'all boys gonna have to get in here and play. Y'all, it's not for the sweep us. You're not for the send us home. I got to have more pride than that. Even though I feel Indiana is still going to win this series, I just think how they've been playing, already winning both game 1 and game 2, and then having them blown out by 20 in game 3, but you end up letting them boys come back and win the game. I think Indiana too much. It's kind of Minnesota OKC, where I was thinking, boy, if OKC get game 3, it's going to be a sweep. But Minnesota blowing them boys out. They didn't even have a chance in that game. And, you know, with the Knicks being down 20, I thought it was game over. But, man, they showed me something, you know. They said they're not going out without a fight. And they came back and win the game. Everybody started hitting on every cylinders. Bronson three-pointers started falling. Then people was fading away, hitting three-pointers. So I'm thinking it's just the Knicks night to come back. You know what I'm saying? I just felt the comeback coming, you know what I'm saying? And they end up coming back. They end up pushing it to at least a game 5, you know what I'm saying, instead of getting swept, you know what I'm saying? But I think Indiana's still going to win it. I think the next game, Indiana is probably going to clip them boys with probably about 10 points. And then one more game, ball game, you know, gentleman sweep, and they're going to go off to the finals, and they're going to end up playing OKC, because I just think Minnesota don't have enough. Even though they blew out OKC in game 3, I just don't think they got enough to try to beat OKC. So I think it's going to be a OKC Indiana Pacers series. You know what I'm saying? All these teams in here, we ain't used to seeing a team like one of these teams get an opportunity to win the championship. It's usually, like I said, it's usually a Lakers, San Antonio, Golden State, Boston. It's some kind of team like that. And with all them teams being out, somebody's going to be considered the king of the NBA after this final series. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be OKC. And they got a young team, a growing up, building team. You know, it's going to be a pretty good team for years to come. And SGA just balling. You know what I'm saying? You can't say enough about this guy, how he's hooping. Just to think about, he's supposed to be on the Clippers, and they end up getting rid of him, trying to build that super team with Paul George and a Kawhi Leonard. And look what he ended up turning into. The dude's so smooth. They call him the free throw merchant. But I think the guy's really getting fouled. I think he done mastered the game of getting fouled. And when you look at a lot of his fouls, what people saying about him complaining and stuff, he's getting fouled. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's going to be a OKC Indiana finals. And I think New York Knicks are done, man. They look toasted. What they had to do to fight back to get in that game. Like, you already lost game 1, game 2, and then you got to fight back to win game 3. If they don't win game 4, they going home. It's going to be a ball game. And I don't know how comfortable or happy I will be watching this finals. Because, you know, really, since all these teams been out I haven't really been watching the games. I be clicking back, clipping through them, watching the clips, watching the highlights. I'm not really just crunk about this. They say that Minnesota OKC series, it's been getting some of the lowest ratings. And you look at the Indiana, I'm looking at the Indiana. I would have thought the Minnesota OKC series would have been a better series I would rather watch, you know what I'm saying? But I've been kind of watching the Indiana Knicks series, and it kind of been going a little bit more live. It's been looking like a better series. I think the team a little bit more better matched up. And with the OKC in Minnesota, I think Minnesota just went on a hot streak, but I think OKC finna put their light out. You know what I'm saying? They finna put their fire out. And they're going to win this next game, and then they're going to win the game after that, and then they go into the finals. And that's going to be what that's going to be. But, man, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm not an Indiana Pacer fan. I'm not a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. And I'm sure not no OKC fan. But somebody for the be ranked champ, you know what I'm saying? So one of these teams, I think it's OKC. I think it's going to be an Indiana OKC finals. OKC going to take it home, and that's how it's going to be. And I think the Knicks for to go home. But you might think different. You might be a New York Knicks fan. You might want to be seeing some more games played in the Garden before the season over with. But tell me how you feel, man. What's your team? How you feel about it? How you feel about the Knicks Indiana series, man? This is just my opinion, man. But like, comment, subscribe on my video, man. And I'm out.